I've got a young man here tonight that came to us as one of the first when I started here in Shelbyville 4 years ago. 4.5 years ago. You're cool. Love you. 4 years ago. Another young man lost, not over drugs, over anger. Anger can be just as poison, especially when at 7 years old you're told you're not worthy and I want him to tell his story. Come on up here, Kevin. I want to introduce you to Kevin, one of our success stories.
Yeah. I'm Kevin. I grew up here, been getting in trouble. First time I was ever arrested, I was 7 years old. Got arrested for vandalism and destruction of private property. They said I was the youngest person they ever had on probation. And that just followed up with time after time, getting in teenagers, fighting. Fighting was my big thing. I was quick. You said something I didn't like, we was fighting. And that was just what I did. I went to boys' school. My addiction was I took things that didn't belong to me. And I went to boys' school when I was 16 years old for possession of an illegal firearm. I stole a Tech 9 out she's my baby mom now, but her mom's house. Got arrested for it. And it's probably a good thing I did because I probably would have killed people because I was quick to fly off the handle and all that. And then it just progressed and went to boys' school, got out when I was 17, had my first son. 18, 19, still doing the dumb stuff. Running around acting a fool. Just bunch of craziness. Went to prison, went to county when I was like 19, ended up going to prison when I was like 20. I spent my 16th birthday in jail, my 19th, my 20th, my 22nd, my 23rd. And I met Rupert. My brother was the first person Rupert ever hired. And that's how I ran into Rupert. My brother didn't make it. I've been with Rupert ever since, but just a whole bunch of stuff, the system. Never being able to get anywhere feeling like the system's beating you down. Every time I turn around, it's, yo, you got a felony, you can't get a job, or you got this or that. And then when I was with Rupert, my license was suspended. And I got with him, and we was talking. He's like, oh, you want to drive a truck? Well, when you get your license back, here's this company. They'll send you through school. So now my success story is I was with Rupert, and he asked me when I first started working with him, he's like, why do all these probation officers and these cops and everybody else say you're this big psycho that can't nobody talk to? So he would purposely push me to see how I was going to react. And,
he's a big boy. He had a chip this big on his shoulder. He's a big boy.
But just working with him made me, if anybody ever goes to the office over here, the brick wall. When I first started with Rupert, we was working on that brick wall. That was thousands of hours of beating on that brick wall. It was my kryptonite. And I remember I was like, the only person that showed up that day, it was like 20, it was like -10 or something. It was cold. Rupert's like, hey, go upstairs and beat on the brick wall. But I went and done it. When he showed up, he was like, it gave me a little bit, he was like, good, you did a good job. It just made me feel better about myself. And then just working with him and doing stuff and just kind of a father figure because I never had that. But he just made me feel better, gave me self-worth, and showed me how to go to work and get up every day, even though I didn't want to. And I got my CDL, started driving, and then
on his own,
on my own, I got my license back.
Paid off $1,000 in.
It was like altogether, I think it was like $1,700 I had to pay to get my license back, and then
fees and fines.
I drove a truck.
I love racking them up.
Yeah, I got my CDLs and started working. And I gotta give a shout out to Mount Comfort and Rusty and them because they gave me a job when I wasn't driving, and I worked for them for a little bit, and it was a good experience. And they even working with them, I have a problem in the morning not saying hi to people. I'm real bad at that. So going in there every morning, all of them, hey, how you doing? How's your morning? I had to come out of my shell and talk, or they might have fired me. And
we love Mount Comfort. We want to keep them happy. So you talk.
Yeah. But I was with them for a couple months, and then I got a phone call from my other job when I was driving. They wanted to rehire me, and I went and talked to Rusty, and he was like, I remember he told me, he's like, I ain't mad at you, because I felt guilty. I was like, you guys, they gave me this chance. I've only been here 2 months, and now I'm going to quit on them. And he's like, no, you can go better yourself. I'm not worried about it. Like, as long as you stay doing good, that's what it's all about.
Right.
So we're working with Rupert and stuff, and there's a bunch of stuff that happened with my oldest son and his mom through the process, and how even still when I was doing good and trying to make a effort to change my life and trying to get custody of my son because his mom is addicted to opiates. It's just, I paid a lawyer. He didn't do nothing for me. The court system. I've been in the court system with these judges and these prosecutors since I was 7 years old. They've sent me to boys' school, prison. My brother's currently on his way to prison, and it's just kind of a losing system. And I mean, all I can say about Rupert's program is I'm proof that he does help people and change people and give them the opportunity. And I still come back and work with him. I'm still
exactly right. On Kevin's days off, on Kevin when he's between jobs, he comes back and works with us. He shows how that work ethic lasts. I said one statement that I love hearing told somebody else. When you go out and work in the real world, you realize it's a lot easier sometimes than working with Rupert. I like beating the heck out of you at work, just so you do see that it is easier out in the real world. Kevin has done amazing. He is a wonderful success story. And 4 years ago, there's no way he would have been able to stand up here and talk to you.
Yeah. And
no way.
Without Rupert's program, I honestly, I'd probably be in prison for a very long time or dead. And that's cold, hard truth.
And like I say, Kevin is not worth throwing away. None of our young men and women are worth throwing away. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That is why I have done for 27 years our mentoring program.